there, Professor Render. This is no logic. This is a tournament. We have krelbel and Chexhuman. I know it's not an interesting announcement, but an interesting little intro. But yeah. So this is no logic. This is game 1 of krelbel versus Chexhuman. This is of the winners bracket, round 3. And we are good to go. We start with bombos in sync. Krell is going to go to Link's house, finds 3 bombs. Alright, so no logic. This is, if you are joining us for the first time and don't know what this is, kind of basically it says on the tin, there is no logic whatsoever, and it's up to the runners to use a wide variety of glitches. Not game-breaking ones, but like extremely game-breaking ones, but glitches that can take us all around through the dark, through the underground, through caves, dungeons and stuff. And krelbel is doing a pretty common opener, something that krelbel has been using for quite a bit, and this is the way to get to Hobo, the quickest method to get to it. Find our first sword from there. Chexhuman, Unite Check, Lumberjack, Ledge, just a piece of heart. So at this point, you don't really need to worry about Aga, but in no logic, Aga, the chances of Aga are very, very low. So unless it's like something ahead of this. Alright, so Chexhuman actually did find out that the bush crab has 20 rupees, so that's some early money. Green pendant is on Pals of Darkness. Found a glove over in Saha Huts, so that's a good start. So, but doing the Saha play, it's proven to be a good choice to start things off with. And Chexhuman is gonna head up to Death Mountain using something called a Death Mountain Ascent. It's just an overworld clip that takes us directly in front. In this case, it takes us to the front of the old man cave. And there's a lot of different different methods to get up to Death Mountain Ascent, but this is the one that's more common. krelbel is going to head to the Uncle Drop Down. The old man is going to give a shield, Joy, while the Uncle gives us 10 arrows, and so we're gonna see Chex head down over to Graveyard Ledge using this clip here. Yeah, and we do find our first map. This leads to Ice Palace, and krelbel is gonna headed to Sanctuary, a Front of Escape. And they're technically part of the same dungeon, but semantics. So we typically in the logic we see escape pretty early, because we're more concerned about the big key for the Hyrule Castle. That's because there are 4 big keys that are considered cave state big keys, that being Hyrule Castle's big key, Pod's big key, Thieves Town's big key, and GT's big key. And we are playing on double rods, yes. To answer a question from the chat, this is basic. And double rods, for those who are unaware, double rods meaning that there's an additional ice rod and fire rod in the pool, just so that it's it's not hard. It's not hard to get to. So it's not impossible to get. It's not impossible. It makes it easier to find find the rods, and also makes a hard lock possibility. Or an unmovable seed very much unlikely, and not what Chexhuman did with something called a swim clip, or the swimmy or whatever. This is a clip that if you this is a clip that can happen. And okay, Chexhuman had done a map wrap to get over to Agina's cave. Pretty bold move. I've never really attempted to do that. It's 10 arrows for it, but that's still a pretty cool map wrap. Oh yeah, flip. So without flippers, wait a minute. I completely misread this question. So, swim clipping but the one thing that we saw with fake flippers is this is something called fake flipper. This isn't one of the most common. This is like a very much a essential glitch to learn. Not even just for glitch modes, but also for just regular glitch play or regular no glitches play. What happens is if you transition when you're about to hit the water, when you jump into the water and you transit and you're on the edge of the transition, and to make that transition you have flipper. You will swim without flippers, and that's because the game tries to check within like 8 or so frames to see if you have flippers, and not like instantaneously. If you are able to transition within those 8 frames, the game will just kind of say, okay, you have flippers, go have fun. There is a caveat to it, and this is that if you are, well, not exactly a pixel, but like more so essentially a frame of movement. But if there is a caveat where if you get hit during fake flipper state, you will respawn. And if you're on a different screen, you will end up hard locking. But in this game, we made it so that it just freezes your movement. Originally, it would just one shot kill you without a second thought. But yeah, to add on to it, Chexhuman did a swim clip which lets us pass through walls while we are swimming. And we did find ice rod and powder from the well, and a bow. So we have some stuff. We can actually do magic bat from here. Without hammer, yes. I'll show you why that's the case. We also did find Meyer's map. And also in the back of Blind's hut was also the Meyer big key. All right, and here's why we said we can do Magic Bat. So Chexhuman is going to do a clip, and this transition happens, and he essentially has made it so that he actually passes through the hammer locked peg, and it looks like he fell into water, but that's actually the drop down for the Magic Bat. And krelbel is going to do the same thing. We know that was and I saw this earlier, but Chexhuman found 300 rupees from this from the Magic Bat check. It's nice to have 300 rupees, especially considering money is pretty important in this game, or in this mode. We're gonna do. We got 2 items, no other way to progress, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave the dungeon here. 3 bombs on top of Spectacle Rock, and inside it is 300 rupees. So another good another stash of rupees, but that's something that Chex will not pick up. We do find the red boomerang, and boomerangs in this are good for a few things, namely hook pushing, and also some other stuff. And we do find a map. However, Chexhuman did get deadrocked, so that's just that means he won't pick that up. Krelbel does find a map, and he did another boots clip to enter from the race game to the desert ledge, and that gives him access to Desert Palace from here. Or it's just a single rupee, as Chexhuman goes and does Paradox Cave. And right here, we're going to start seeing the first of some no logic exclusive tricks, as krelbel finds hammer and Chexhuman finding ether medallion. So this is a quadrant glitch. So what we're gonna see here. This is a quadrant glitch to get over to the right. Once the camera shifts a little bit like that, he can go ahead and transition, and the transition is now broken. And doing this transition again results him in being in the on the opposite side. So it's gonna scroll the camera for us to see what it is. I'm a little unfortunate for that half a heart, for that piece of heart pickup, as he does find a bottle. So bottles are very, very important for this one, because we can do a lot of things with a bottle. Chexhuman using that shovel that he found to pick up a Swamp Palace big key. So bottles are important for something for various glitches within No Logic, thanks to something called the YBA, or Yuzuharu's Bottle Adventure. What happens is that if you drink a potion when you're transitioning in the underground, or in the overworld, depending on the potion type, it can do various effects. So I'll mention, and we'll mention some as we get along here. there's Chexhuman's hammer. We're getting pretty close to actually getting regular Dark World access without even needing needing the need for just like any crazy glitches. But Moon Pearl can be Moon Pearl can be literally anywhere. There is a blue boomerang, but one boomerang is enough for krelbel because again, you only need it for like hook pushing. They're pretty good for poke push and stuff. Dungeon. So to answer a question in the chat about what the dungeon maps are good for, in Key Sandy, which is what we play on for No Logic, it gives us prize information. So when you pick up a map, if you do a map check using pressing Y or X, sorry, you get information on what the prize is on your map, or if you're in the dungeon that it calls for, then there's an icon near the top left that says either C, which means crystal, or P, which means pendant. Now it doesn't tell you. Now what it doesn't tell you from being inside the dungeon, it doesn't tell you if it's the green pendant or the 5-6 crystals that are needed to open up the pyramid ledge. However, in glitch modes like this, we don't really care about the red crystals because we have ways to get into the pyramid ledge, or sorry, the pyramid ferry, not pyramid ledge. So Chexhuman will get his glove here, as krelbel gets the shield, the unskippable shield. Seemed like krelbel wanted to do the what was it, the King's Tomb skip, but was too high. All right, so krelbel's gonna try it again. He only needs to do one frame of movement to get get around it. And what is Chexhuman trying to do here? To get krelbel finds mirror. Oh, this is a bomb juke. Wait. Oh, huh. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so this is a bomb. So apparently this is a bomb juke to get to the pyramid ledge, or over to the pyramid, and you're within fake Dark World. That's actually pretty cool. It's gonna go ahead and transition, and I said this is fake Dark World because as soon as Chexhuman transitioned like that, he's now back in the light world with the Dark World palette. That's actually Chexhuman. That's actually pretty cool. I never attempted it, nor have I personally seen it. But that's actually pretty cool. Chexhuman will go ahead and head to escape to get the Hyrule Castle big key, because that, like I mentioned before, this is a cave state. This is a cave state big key. And it's one of the easiest. It's pretty much the most easiest cave safe big key to get, because you have, as soon as you have a way to get to the back of to get to the front of over to Zella's cell, then you're good. So, and krelbel will go ahead and get 225 rupees from Houlihan because of the fact that he did do Graveyard Ledge. Because what happens is that when you do that transition, you actually cause that error in Link's Y coordinate that's necessary to do the to get Houlihan. So 225 rupees are now in play. and these are the only 225 rupees that you'll get in the game, and this is understandable why, because krelbel is going to do a mirror offset. This is so that we can enter the Pyramid Fairy, and we get the other Ice Rod as a result, and we get a regular B, which we toss immediately because it's not of use to us. And Chexhuman already knows what krelbel. We know from Chexhuman that what the Pyramid Ledge wasn't anything of note, so krelbel had to find the information out himself. But we're now going to go into. We're going to do a couple of hero stuff here, because in this, we've already, well, for reason krelbel's side, Chex has already done that, but you'll get used to seeing hero a lot, because this is the fastest way up the mountain using glitches. And here's Chexhuman performing a YBA. Ended up failing it, however. And this one's a little tough, because this one's tough because you're gonna have to you only have Chexhuman and krelbel only have a Master Sword, or sorry, not a Master Sword, a Fighter Sword. So there's not an easy lineup for it. What he was trying to do, though, was that he was to Thieves Town from within the Uncle drop down, and since I mentioned before that both krelbel and Chexhuman have already done the front of escape, they do have that Hyrule Castle big key, which means they can get the entirety of Thieves Town by just going through the motions and just doing that YBA. Nice chest turn, by the way, from Chexhuman. There is a map. This one is going to lead to Turtle Rock. And Chexhuman is going to go ahead and take a look at Mini Moldrum Cave, while krelbel is going to look at what that map is. So he's going to try and get over to Floating Island, kind of lining himself up just right so that once he dashes, he jumps off and doesn't fall into the water. There was another map, and that was for Chexhuman. That was Hyrule Castle. I didn't see what the other map was over on krelbel's side, or whatever it was for. Chexhuman is checking King's Tomb for that mirror while he's inside Mini Moldrum Cave. This is another bomb juke. And Chexhuman is going to go ahead to the pit state here by just dashing along the pit. This is so that he can get the this is for the double water walk. So once he gets to the first try, if he were to get the first try, then he just do that. Yeah, that's a smart move. And makes sense because Chexhuman had already done Ice Rod Cave. Just a pair of 20 rupees on Waterfall Fairy, and there's another B. So none of the fairies given us anything of note, but the Waterfall Fairy is a little bit better in the sense that you do have a good bead to turn in for 100 rupees. Alright, so Zora has a compass and sort of the Zora Ledge. We don't care about compasses. a whole lot, because what compasses do is that it gives you an item count. It doesn't really do much because that most people have, most runners will have, like, most if not all runners have trackers, and they also when you're doing key sanity modes, trackers are good enough to just to count how many items that you have remaining in the dungeon. So here's Chexhuman going to do the same thing as krelbel did, and that's the mirror offset. Yeah, but also as Melma also points out in the chat too, is that compasses also are good because it also for one thing that's called the dungeon ID swap, which I don't really have a technical. It's really hard for me to technically explain. But Chex here is going to go up to Castle Tower, doing that little overworld glitch fun thing, which I've yet to learn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, out of logic and no logic C, because because Mamo also said it was out of logic, even though no logic. Also, we did find another sword, and that was over on the first chest of the first of 2 chests in Castle Tower. And Chexhuman is going to go ahead and do it's going to run through Castle Tower blind. I love when people do dark agas, because it's actually it is quite a mess, but it's pretty fun to see it happen. I think. Oh, I still had another enemy to deal with. It's just an up and down motion. I think Chexhuman may be a little bit lost here. Oops. That's not what he wanted to do. And just gonna say no to and it's just gonna go ahead and say no to that other chest. Oh yeah, fair enough. Vortex is pretty much saying that at this point, with him having a lot of trouble with that with the dark aga, you might as well just throw a bomb and just kind of say, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. We've wasted enough time. We might also just kind of just say, we'll just give up on it. That was Ice Rod to answer Drunk Future Self, because that was the second Ice Rod. Chex is gonna do another bomb juke. Oh, to get over to Thieves Town? I don't know what Chex is wanting to do. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, yeah, what was he planning to do there? It was a Thieves Town, but like, I never really done that bomb juke before, but I can at least explain this one. This is Kiki Skip. So we're now in Palace of Darkness, and both of them are right now in dungeons that are while they're inside of a cave. So cave state is a thing where a double juke, interesting. But cave state is a situation where, or is a state where you have 255 keys, that's 255 being so that it doesn't draw the arrow count or the key count when you're in a cave or in the overworld. But and if you have a big key, so that means you can open up any chest. And if you have a cave state big key, like what we saw from krelbel and Chexhuman going into Hyrule Castle, you can open up any big chests. So this actually makes it makes going through here, going through dungeons, a lot tolerable. It means you can clear out a lot of things, and we don't, and most of the time you don't really need like keys or big keys, because once you have a cave state big key, if you for dungeons that you can access through this state. So Chexhuman is gonna now, because he had done this, he's now heading into Village of Outcasts, but within Fake Dark World, and what he's gonna do now is fix up his state to now be in Thieves Town, not in a cave. Yeah, because of that door juke, his sprites he's not synced up together with the sprites. So, as Drunk Future Shop pointed out in the chat, so he wants to be safe. He does that. And because of the fact that he also opened up the big key door from the back, which counts as a small key door in the back. So because of that, he does not need a big key or a small key to progress through the dungeon. There's a nice hammer yump from krelbel. Krelbel finds the big key for Eastern within the Dark Maze. And Krelbel is through. Checking the Rupee basement over on krelbel's side. There's another sword. That's krelbel's second sword, but the third sword that we know of, and there's a skull with a map. And we find Book of Adora in what would be the turtle room, but with this particular clip, the Kiki skip, we actually had wrapped the entirety of the EG map, which is basically a big old map that makes up the entirety of the caves and all the dungeons in the game. By wrapping this, all sprites are despawned, so he has to. So here he's gonna go ahead and check. Oh wow, we already have Pendant Crystal knowledge as Chexhuman gets the first crystal. Skull and Ice are the pendants. And krelbel is gonna go ahead and do Easter Palace. So in order to get the crystal in this case, in order to get the green pendant, rather in this case, you would have to leave the dungeon and then re-enter it to get back into pod state and have all the sprites come back. Alright, so Chexhuman checking the brewery, and there's silver arrows inside the Eastern Palace. French vanilla bow. That's cute. Chexhuman gonna go ahead and take a look at Sick Kid. We already know, we saw this from krelbel, but he will get 3 bombs from this. There's 3 bombs over on the compass chest. Times 216 shopping, looks like. Looking for that red potion, and that's gonna go ahead and pick that one up. I love that emote so much. Tam 216 shopping. Even though this is the wrong shop, but the point gets across. Oh, I see what Chex is wanting to do. I think. Oh no. Okay, so what I was gonna say, he could what he could do was you can actually get the Smith by using a red YBA from within the overworld. We did find Tower of Hera's big key within the Eastern Palace, inside the Eastern Palace big key chest. So Chexhuman is gonna do a bit of bunny walking, and what do you? So this looks like he's trying to get to the farthest pixel to do a mirror wrap. Okay. So what is this mirror wrap? What is this mirror? What are you doing with this mirror? Oh, for Sumpy. Okay, fair enough. And when he does this, he actually turns into Super Bunny. Apparently by doing this. Huh. So through here, he has to be careful that he doesn't get hit, because if he does get hit, he goes back to bunny state. So as soon as he grabs onto a ledge that can be pulled, or onto a thing that can be pulled, he goes back into link state. Doesn't have the Skullwood's map, so doesn't know that he he has Panic Crystal. He'll have Panic Crystal knowledge, and also we did see for a second Armos, but with the Silver's made it pretty much like that blink and you'll miss it thing, and that is krelbel's first crystal on the board. So Chexhuman is going to go ahead and do the dig game. Whereas krelbel has decided to go back up to the mountain. This is for 6 eggs as well. That's pretty quick. Going up. So, gonna go and do Hera. Okay, fair enough. You have Panic Crystal knowledge. It's fair. That's totally fine. Also, Chexhuman just for a brief second had glitched out the rain graphic, because if you enter Mire from a way that isn't intended, that glitches out. And we did say that Ether is the medallion from Mire, so we can enter it. Probably gonna work to the big chest, do that bomb jump. There's our final sword that is over on the Tower of Hera big chest. That is sword number 3 for krelbel. He won't. I don't. So if krelbel decides to go, if krelbel goes to the goes into Council Tower. That will be the 4th sword, but I don't see it happening really. Unless you really want to, unless you can find a way to route it in. I don't usually route in Council Tower. It's not really, like, it's a very low priority for me. But crystal number 2 was picked up for krelbel. If that pen and crystal knowledge, it does nice things. We do find a Burna, not the glitch stick that we're looking for, but it is a cane either way. krelbel gonna go look at the ether tablet. That yields us 20 rupees. And pit chest for Meyer for Chexhuman brings us the compass for the dungeon and a cape, and on the chest next to it. So we have both invulnerability items inside Meyer. And krelbel is going to go ahead and get a green potion. Is out of regular potions that he can use, so he has to get rid of the regular P to get some 2 greens. So this is gonna be a play. This is to the Thieves Town, which makes sense. You have a Master Sword or higher. Here's another bomb juke for Chexhuman. I wonder what this one's gonna be. Oh, this is a red. Oh no way, not even a bomb juke. This is just a YBA, like a West YBA. For what? I've never really done this one. Oh no. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah. Okay. I kind of realized what was going on after I saw it. This is to get to the top of like a tower, and then he's gonna do another. He's gonna do another one, another YBA. But this time he's gonna have to use a bomb, so that way. No. Oh yeah, I take that back. This is a mirror door. What am I saying? So what he's doing here is that he has to pick up a pot here, otherwise he's waiting for 18 minutes. By doing this, by pressing, by transitioning inside the in a north door, and mirroring this at the same time, he can actually open up a door from beyond. Basically, it kind of acts as like if you were opening the Triforce door. Once the Triforce door opens, because you actually hear the sound of the Triforce door opening when it happens. So what he is doing is, I think this is to get the Vitreous. If I remember the notes, if I remember this right, I've seen it a couple times because he did the red YBA to get to the top of the castle tower, and then in this room, he has to use an auto door. He has to use a bomb because this door above is an auto door. He'll move into the door automatically. It basically gets sucked through the door, and he has to use a bomb to prevent that from happening. He has to pick up a door while he's in this auto door state to prevent that from happening. And then once he does that, he picks up and moves up to that way he can get himself in the farthest pixel into the door. And now he's over in Vitreous with a completely different palette up until the flashing happens. Apparently, I don't play with flashing on because reasons. And it's a little bit low on health here. Has to be a little careful. All right, this should be good now because all the small eyes are gone. You just fire arrows up at the big eye, and there you go. You're done. So that's how you get to Vitreous using different methods that you normally would expect. That's the second crystal for Chexhuman. I was gonna say I wanted to look back for a second because I don't know if I don't think krelbel went to do blind from here. I after that I was more busy looking at Chexhuman and didn't catch what was going on over on krelbel's side. Because you could still do the first 4 checks inside Thieves Town while you're in Cave State, and also kill blind at the same time. You would have to do something called an LSD blind, and which when you do an LSD blind, basically when you press select when you have to select a select, or I think it's just more common with a select. If you have if pressing select to make it when you enter the light inside inside the light, and so that the maiden follows you, the game just throws a weird palette and kicks you out of that and it kicks you out of the pause menu, and you're fighting blind in this with the door being open because of it. And it's a fun looking it's a weird looking glitch, but it looks fun. It looks cool. So Chexhuman is gonna go ahead and enter Hera doing this dash citrus. I don't this is after finishing up the Vidi kill. So here he's now inside he's on Hera while he's inside he's in Meyer state. So what's gonna happen here is that the count set the compass count says is 8, but 8 out of 8 items, but he actually picked up more items from a different dungeon entirely. And what can happen is if you continue to do this, the count will raise higher and higher. Or count will raise higher and higher until eventually just wraps around back to 0 to do it again. For us up to a certain extent. So krelbel's gonna go ahead and fight blind now. A little got off script, but we'll still be able to finish the fight in good fashion. That's the third crystal for krelbel. And here, Chex is gonna go into Swamp Palace from going into Hera. This is the Meyer to Hera and Hera to Swamp Clips. So just so that he can get more stuff done here. And what he's gonna what he's gonna do here is he's just gonna go and get the first 2 checks, while at the same time open up the key for at the back. We do find the most important cane for glitch modes, being Samaria, but which I have called the glitch stick, because the Samaria is ridiculously broken. And yeah, this is a big play because he now because he did the Myra Harris swamp and has been graciously rewarded. Krelbel gonna go ahead and do a dungeon bunny revival to enter Skullwoods, and on top of that, he will also have fake Dark World, because if you die when you die inside Dark World, when you definitely killed Aga, it switches to fake Dark World, and you can you'll know this when you see Light World pots as opposed to the Skullwoods pots. We do find Lamp, which not only is good for seeing the dark, but it also is good for setting high index values. And what it looks like Chexhuman is going to do is the Death Hole Argus. So by doing this, doing what he did, this is a North Samaria Transition Corruption, or an STC for short. He has created pits inside the in certain spots inside this dungeon, and on top of that, breaking the camera a little bit. If he does this right, making sure he does have the map enabled, doing this correctly, he will die and then he'll fall down and then he'll fall down, and on the last frame gets hit by a bomb or something that will kill him. He will enter this death hole state. And what he did here was he actually lured the Argus so that he could still finish he can actually kill him from within, inside so that the Argai, the small Argai things, get his despawn so that he goes into the second phase. And what he actually ends up getting here is the Desert Palace Crystal. But we have to kill desert bosses. We have to kill crystal bosses as well. So this won't light up immediately. It's not until Chexhuman fights Lambo that it will light up. So here's another thing that Chex is wanting to do. This is another mirror wrap thing. Oh no, wait, oh, never mind. This is this is actually going to be a fake flute from Chexhuman. Also, Krelbel is now inside GT. Alright, so doing this fake flute results in the flute menu being popped up. He's now for a second was in fake light world. Same thing as fake dark world, but in the light world. And did the same thing like before, and now he's back inside. He's on dark world, but in link state. Basically, it's the same concept. I like this extended use of save quit menu. We got Fire Rod from Hype Cave or Cave 73 or whatever we want to call it next. So there's that. I love the byproduct. So the one side effect that from doing Deathful is that you have the save continue, save quit, continue options still on the screen when it happens. It also copies whatever text box is on the screen. So now it shows the images of the text of the bomb and also the save quit menu. We also found out that Desert Palace and Swamp Palace are the 5/6s. Not like it really matters because we already did check out the Pyramid Ledge or the Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, I love how Chexhuman kept it going, because it's kind of funny to see the save continue dialogue pop up. Well, and it also and the fact that it also copies whatever was on the screen originally, or whatever is on the or in the actual text box. So krelbel is continuing through GT. There is another way to get to GT, but without the Boom Pearl, it's not in the of our concern right now. But you can YBA from inside the Hookshot Cave to get to Ice Armos, but you would need I think you would need a Moon Pearl for it to happen, or unless you can still do no, you would still have to do a Moon Pearl anyway, because you can't even use bombs while you're inside. There's Red Meal, French Vanilla as well. So, as a collective runner, we're actually a hook shot away from doing hook pushing. Still doesn't have the Skullwoods map yet, and so he still doesn't know about the fact that Skullwoods is a pendant to give him pendant crystal knowledge. There's mushroom inside Bob's chest. Kind of a funny little joke there. Not like it, which is something that you can also use for high index values. But we have lamp, so that's like basically the best way to get a high index value. We did find a map for Tower of Hera, but we already knew what it was because we already had pendant crystal knowledge. Maps at this point are irrelevant. Oh, so high index values. So, in the game, there's a value that so there's a value that for Ancilla that the Ancilla values, there's just some internal code, some internal thing in the code. It's a search index. So it creates. Tam actually, I'll just kind of paraphrase this from Tam, and also Tam 216 shopping again. But I'll paraphrase this from Tam. There's a certain the game has a search index for variables to create objects whenever there's any available slots. So, and you use it, and what we do with using by pressing the lamp button, using lamp 3 times in quick succession, either left or up, facing left or up, we can use it with high values to put stuff in memory that you're not supposed to be using it for. So this is a door juke. This is going to be a South STC Summary Transition Corruption to head to the big key chest. I've seen this before. And also to answer Malmo in the chat, Hype Cave had the fire rod. So here, krelbel is back in Eastern, but this is so that he can get to Meyer from Eastern Palisade using another YBA. I know krelbel well. I know he's not a fan of YBAs. I'm personally a fan of them because I can actually, it's not that tough to. I don't have trouble with getting the timing correct. pressing the simultaneous inputs. But yeah, he's attempting it. He's gonna have a green potion here. He knows when he knows he gets it when he does it, and he gets his magic and hearts refilled. So here, what Chexhuman is going to do is that he actually is intentionally hitting the using the big key, getting that big key, big key message appear. This is a West Samaria STC, and he gets it. So what had happened here is that he opened the big key door, but just by doing that West Samaria translation corruption. So he doesn't need the big key here. Actually, it took me a bit to figure out why I wasn't getting it, because I was having a lot of trouble with it the first when I was trying to learn it, but I actually was having trouble with it during my first race against Red Kate Sune. But I knew what I had to do, by seeing it, but I just had trouble getting it at all. So also what it also does is that it copies the contents of the bit chest into the compass chest, which I believe did he pick it up, or did I miss that? But the more important thing is that he can get to Armos from here. And also just for clear some other things as well, that we don't care about. So we will also see Turtle Rock sometime in the future, but we don't have to go in to the front. We have ways to get to Turtle Rock from starting from the back from Laser Bridge as well, because we have mirror. At least the best way to do it is to mirror. And nice quick kill for Chexhuman. Oh, okay. So Chexhuman did check it, and so what he did was that So with that West Samaria, he actually ended up closing the chest with the. He ended up closing the chest so that he could pick it up again, which means it copied all its contents from the big chest to the compass chest. All right, so crystal number 4 for Chexhuman right now. What is he gonna do now? He's gonna go and do desert. I know Chexhuman plays on real hardware. Oops, it's a little too high there. He's now stuck in the trees. So has to save quit. Yeah, he transitioned, so he was stuck in the trees. So that's a save and quit. Yeah, Super M209 glitch jail. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So this is okay. So this is this will get Chexhuman over to Lambo. I know he plays on actual console, if I'm remembering this right. I'm saying this, I'm mentioning this because what we might see from him is that he's going to go ahead and just destroy. Yeah, we're going to say it here. He's going to go ahead. Be prepared, because this is going to be it's going to look a little weird. And kaboom! So what happens here is that he has destroyed the graphics. It is It is completely destroyed. Doing this YBA, this is a spin. It's a spin YBA. Using the red potion. This destroys destroys all of it destroys VRAM so hard that he will have to now reset his console. And this is so that this is to get the Desert Palace clear. Because yeah. So this is just to kill the boss. So now he has the 5th crystal. This is his official 5th crystal. Yes. Yeah, what had happened, that was Lamb Mullis to answer Fem Apples in the chat. So I mentioned it because, and as Tam pointed it out, this VRAM corruption does not work on the analog Super NT, which I personally have. But on an actual console like Chexhuman, like what Chexhuman has, that's not a problem because this is the actual hardware we're talking about. krelbel is on SNES 9X, so he also do VRAM corruptions. And so from this play that Chexhuman is doing, because this is for him, he's actually in go mode. He's gonna do something called fake clippers. And what and krelbel is gonna head into the hero basement, which means, so if he wants to go into, if he's gonna go into swamp, he has to do it through mire, which we know that's not a problem because we know that ether is the medallion to enter mire. There's a big key. This is for desert, so that's doing a little jiggy, I guess. All right, so here's Chexhuman doing another dash citrus. And there we go. And Chex is, oh yeah, Malmo putting this on the chat. Chex doesn't have a whole lot of money. He's only got 88 rupees. So here is a fake clippers. I don't know the technicalities of this one, but it does give you a fake flipper state here. Oh, okay, this is just a spot solution. Okay. But he's gonna have to... Now, he's gonna enter back into mire. He's gonna do the same thing again. This is another spot solution. Oh, that's what... Okay, so that explains why I was having trouble. Wait. Didn't I have trouble with this? Oh, okay. So apparently, here's a little bit of a little bit of story here. I was doing game 1 against Arborelia, and I inadvertently was doing a fake flipper, because in doing a fake flipper here, you're actually, I believe what's going on here is you're now inside. You're actually on a different layer. I think. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what really happens, but here we are. We have done our fake clippers successfully, and now he's going to be heading through swamp. trying to remember what it was. I did. There was a similar thing that I was having trouble with, where I just couldn't do couldn't get through, and because I can't do because I can't personally do I can't do double YBA. I was thinking that there's a way around it. Okay, so what Chexhuman is going to do is this is another subtitle YBA. This is using that red. This is so he can get the crystal. Using Moldorm as the way to using Moldorm as the dead Moldorm, using that room, he can actually get the crystal to draw for Swamp Palace. So that's number 6. That's the 6 boss done. And now all he has to do now is to get to Turtle Rock. Now this is without Moon Pearl, so he's gonna do a powder push. Now this one I've never attempted to learn. I know like some bit about it. It's kind of the same thing. You're using this is 2 arrows and then a certain frame on the powder animation. Yeah, I've never practiced. I never really attempted it. Yeah, because what the as Tam is explaining is that arrows actually go into Ancilla slots 3 and 4, where if you use bombs, you don't. Or if you have bombs, it fills up slots 0 and 1. So here you're gonna, with Chexhuman kind of realizing that he needs to get money, that's the perfect time to go ahead and pick up the 300 that's right there. So yeah, so this is another case of Tam 216 shopping. I really need to, you know what? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to. Wait, I had to get this stuff for Tam. I should have used it when I had the chance to. Sag. Yeah, so there's that 300 pickup for Chexhuman. This is a necessary 300 pickup here, so that he can have some money. Nice emo Doom tap. Doom ta teehee. Reading some parts of the chat here. So here he's gonna pick up a red potion. And has enough for another one. This krelbel picking up that GT small. Not like it's gonna be a necessary thing to pick up. Or no, wait, no, you're right. No, this is for krelbel, right? So Chexhuman picking up the 2 reds, but I know what he's trying to do. I know he had, since I think he lost his. Did he end up losing his Okay, so this is for a backup. Never mind. So this is what he's gonna do. Here is wait, bomb rat. Oh, for bombs. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. And also arrows. So I'm trying to piece this together. So also there's krelbel getting that fire rod from Hype Cave, doing a little dance as well. So I know the reason for the 2 red potions. He's gonna do a double. if this powder push doesn't work, his backup is a double YBA. Which is something I actually just recently learned. It took me a bit to realize what was going on, and I have a couple lineups for it now. So I have my some of my own lineups for my sprite in particular. Oh, here's krelbel gonna go and get that final sword because he's heading over to he's heading into Aga Tower. Wait, what's Chexhuman doing? He's got a Samaria block. What's he doing? So we do have gold sword this time around. Oh, conveyor. Okay. Okay. For the record, I've never done overworld conveyor, nor do I know some of its mechanics. But understand why I know why he's doing this. So this is so that he can. Okay, so he's gonna do it again. He's doing the powder push, getting that lineup. He has to save quit as soon as he gets the lineup, so that he preserves that spot. Preserves that it preserves the search index. So he's gonna do this again. This is another overworld. He's gonna do the overworld conveyor again because he failed it the last time. So there's the overworld conveyor. So now what's happening here is that he's now perpetually on a conveyor belt, going down. He has tricked the game to think he's on a conveyor. Yeah, he has tricked the game to thinking he's on a conveyor, but he's not. It looks weird, but now he's got to do a specific lineup just to clip him through. And this will give him links to as soon as there he is. And as soon as he enters the bottom, there you go. Yeah, so as JD Silvergun is pointing out in the chat here, is that he misslotted the bomb. So when it misslotted a bomb, it does that. Also, nice transition, but nice transition. Okay, so now we're inside. We are now inside Laser Bridge. Okay, so if he can get this correctly, so if he gets this correctly, then what's gonna happen is he's gonna go and start. He's gonna be flung directly upwards. Oh no! Okay, I guess so. He's gonna get a full. Is he gonna get a full? I guess he's kind of. I said no on the power pushing, and instead it's gonna go for the double IBA. So there's the first of the YBA. Here's the first YBA that he needs to do. So now what he is gonna do is he's gonna navigate the laser hallway, and at the same time he has to navigate that hook around. And after he gets through, he does another YBA, which is the one that he just did, and then once he falls down, he can now he can go up to the transition that he started off with, and he's already at Trinex. And this is a very clean Trinex. Pretty good phase. That's phase one. To answer the question in chat, the Samaria was in the second chest of Swamp. Okay, so at this point, oh my god, wow, that's really really rude. That hookshot spot. That is ridiculously rude as a hookshot as a hook push fan. Also, krelbel's a nice palace. Is looking for something here. So here, what is Chexhuman? Oh, this is a quadrant. This looks like to be a quadrant glitch, I think. All right, here's another ST, another STC. So here he's gonna fall down and he wrong warps over to the Aga, to the super tile where Aga 2 is stored now, and also causes his sprite to look very much rainbow. That was a nice triple to start off, and this is gonna be a 3-2-1 here. Clipe. Yeah, Clipe. Let's go. I love that. Even though I can't do it. I can't do it. It looks really cool when you do it. Okay, so during this, he simply cannot die. He does not want to die during Ganon, because if that's the case, he's gonna have to do this all over again, because from the double YPA to the overworld conveyor, the double YPA, and also the Aga 2 kill. If he dies. Oh, does he not have to do it over again, Tam? I don't know. I've seen there's a risk that you could do it, yeah. Oh, okay. So Juke's over to the sink basement. Okay, Juke does a Juke and sink. Okay, that's fair. I know there's a risk associated with it, with dying when you don't have Moon Pearl. Oh, Ganon Pod also exists. Yeah, so or Climb GT that too. Ooh. So this should be, this should be pretty good for him either way. I don't think he'll die. Yeah, but that risk comes up. That can come up. It's a risk that comes up. So GG's to Chexhuman. Is gonna go ahead and finish first with an official race time of 1:23:06. Yeah, pretty good race. Yeah, I got showed some stuff that even I'm like, what is going on here? So, and also after a little bit afterwards, after checking the Ice Palace big chest, finding that was a compass for Dazzard, krelbel opts to forfeit out. So that's game 1 going to Chexhuman. So we'll see if we can get krelbel and Chexhuman in for an interview, and we have krelbel, and then we'll have to get Chexhuman in. And Chexhuman in. Hello, GG's.
Hello, GG.
Okay, this was a fun race.
Stressful, but
yeah. Chexhuman has again continued to amaze me on a lot of things that I personally haven't learned with no logic. Can you hear us, Chex?
Chex, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Oh,
Hey, GG.
hey,
Hello.
GG.
Yeah.
I never found hookshot or cane and or flippers, and wasn't confident in completing the seed without those things.
Fair enough. So Samaria was in Swamp Palace. That was the he was in the second chest of Swamp.
Oh boy. Okay.
And Hookshot was on Strinex.
Yeah. So you just do the check to do the double YBA for TR?
Yes.
Yeah.
And did you ever find a Moonpearl?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so yeah, there was my YBA success percentage was not having a good day, so there was no way I was going to be able to do a triple YBA and pull off all three. It would have taken me 45 minutes to just for Trinix alone.
Yeah. It's understandable because I did mention that Krelbel, you do have trouble with YAs in general.
I can't stand them. On a good day, I get like 75%. Today was not a good day. Every single YBA I did, I failed at least once.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's no logic racing.
Yeah, I don't usually. I personally don't have issues with YBAs because I'm pretty good at doing simultaneous inputs. But
yeah.
again, it's everyone's different, of course, and their comfortableness.
Yeah, if you like, I've been grinding nothing but this format since like January, and to still be under 50%, it's just a little frustrating, but definitely GG to Checks on this one. I'm wondering how you routed in the front of Swamp. When should I have done it?
I made a play into Mire early,
Hmm.
which was from a link state I got from a mirror wrap to Stumpy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was attempting the cave state mega route, but failed a YBA, so I had to abandon that, and that would have gotten me my cane.
Okay, so where were bottles? Did you have an extra one? That I only had 2.
Oh, I had 3. I don't remember where they were.
I wasn't really keeping an eye on the other one, on that other bottle that you picked up.
I think there was one in Mire itself, like in the lobby chest, the blue potion. Seems vaguely familiar.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, you didn't check. You didn't clear out Mire.
Yeah, I got that one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got that one. Okay.
I didn't have a fire source at the time, so I missed the fire blocked chests. But I missed some like big locations because I didn't go to Pod or Ganon's Tower.
Yep, they were empty. Although I didn't do Helma, but or right side GT. Oh man, YBA consistency, it hurts.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, and I totally understand it. It's
That's the format.
Yeah, and that's what that's the kind of the interesting thing about logic is that everyone has their own who's more comfortableness between comfortableness of what they can and can't do. Like I personally can't stand citrus clips, but I'm fine with YPAs, stuff like that. Like it's what makes this format a lot of fun because it just no logic. It just brings it. There's a lot of variation because of the fact that there's no logic. Anything can happen. If you have like a lot of knowledge, then you have a lot of different ways to complete a seed like this.
Yeah, as long as you can YPA.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to watching the VOD back and learning a thing or two.
This was a pretty intense race, so definitely one to save. It was. I was running out of resources the whole time, and really pushed it at the end. Then wasted a lot of time collecting bombs and arrows at the end. But it was a lot of fun.
Nice. What was your gun mode?
Fire Rod and Hype Cave.
Okay, yeah. I found the fire rod in Hype Cave, but and that kind of threw me for a loop because I wasn't sure where to go. Immediately after that, I kind of did the first 2 chests of it, or I did the 2 chests in Aga Tower just to give myself some time to think. But yeah, the completing the seed would have required so many YBAs, and I'm not having a good YBA day.
I missed the second chest of Aga Tower in a hilariously bad bomb death warp.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, with that being said, got anything else to say before we close things up?
Nope. Just GG to Chex. Definitely looking forward to game 2, same time tomorrow. And thanks so much to you, Ren, and Tom for tracking, and everyone for watching. This is it's been fun so far. So yeah, looking forward to more.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much for tracking and commentating.
No problem. Okay, so to keep us updated throughout the night here as to what's been going on. Currently, there's 2 matches of the All Boards No Swords Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament on SpeedGaming 1 and SpeedGaming 4. There's also another match going to be happening tonight at essentially midnight, or just like that weird 11:59 p.m. I bet it's not like instructor's midnight for a college student. That's Tam versus Purdy 1. Happening at SpeedGaming 2. And we also do have our 11 p.m. daily race happening today, Tuesday, August 23rd. The vote is Why Is That There? Yeah, definitely want to keep that scheduled. There's also at on this channel is the Final Fantasy Randomizer qualifiers for SpeedGaming Live. So we might be heading over there pretty soon. So I'll just go ahead and make this quick. If you liked what you saw, give both krelbel and Chexhuman a follow. And if also follow myself for the and Professor Render for the commentary and tracking to Upper Tom. So that being said, take it easy, everyone, and have a good rest of your night. And if you want to stay around for a little bit longer on SpeedGaming, that SG Final Fantasy Randomizer race is going to happen in just a bit. So stay tuned for that. Guess don't go anywhere if you're there for that. And yeah, have fun and take it easy.